Welcome back to American Military Dominance. On January 3, 2026, the world woke to some shocking news. After months of escalating tension, the United States launched a massive nighttime raid across northern Venezuela. The primary target, President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores. The official story called it Operation Absolute Resolve, a mission to apprehend indicted leaders. But as the dust settled, the sheer scale and speed of the operation left many stunned, and wild rumors began to fly. Almost immediately, whispers of a terrifying secret weapon flooded the internet. People were talking about a sonic shield, an invisible force that could supposedly neutralize soldiers without firing a shot. Viral posts described a bizarre, incapacitating power, but these stories were unverified and seemed to appear out of nowhere. So, what was this sonic shield? And did it even exist? The world's media and armchair generals went into a frenzy. Was this some new directed energy weapon? An evolution of the controversial Havana Syndrome tech? Or was it all just the fog of war? The White House and the Pentagon stayed completely silent on the details. But what if everyone was chasing a ghost? What if the key to Operation Absolute Resolve wasn't a single piece of hardware at all? In this video, we're going to expose what really happened, how a combination of cyber warfare, overwhelming air power, and elite special forces created a strategy so effective, it might as well have been a secret weapon. To understand what really happened in Venezuela, first, we need to talk about what didn't happen. The online chatter about a sonic weapon causing paralysis or internal bleeding is terrifying, but it doesn't match up with any publicly known acoustic device. The most common system people think of is the Long-Range Acoustic Device, or LRAD. You've probably seen an LRAD mounted on a naval ship or used by police during protests. It's basically a very powerful, highly directional loudspeaker. It can send a clear voice over thousands of meters or blast a piercing, painful tone to deter and disorient people. It can definitely cause headaches and panic, but it is not designed to cause the kind of grievous injuries the online rumors described. Defense experts are clear. The effects being passed around on social media go way beyond the known capabilities of an LRAD. The whole sonic shield story just doesn't hold up. So, if it wasn't a sound cannon, what actually paralyzed Venezuela's defenses? The answer isn't a secret device, but a secret strategy. One that weaponized something far more fundamental: information itself. While online forums were chasing sci-fi weapons, the real secret was hiding in plain sight. The success of Operation Absolute Resolve wasn't thanks to one magic bullet, but a devastating multi-layered assault built on three pillars: blinding the enemy, surgical strikes, and overwhelming force. First, they were blinded. Long before any boots were on the ground, the US likely unleashed a torrent of cyber and electronic warfare. For the Venezuelan military, this would have been catastrophic. Their radar screens would go dark. Communications would be jammed or filled with static. Any attempt to see what was happening or coordinate a defense would be met with digital chaos. The US used its assets in space and cyberspace to create a sensor dome that made them practically invisible while rendering their opponents deaf, dumb, and blind. Second came the surgical strikes. With the enemy blinded, US forces began a campaign of suppression of enemy air defenses, or SAD. This wasn't quiet or psychological. It was loud and destructive. In the early hours of January 3rd, key military sites like La Carlota Air Base in Caracas and Fort Tiuna were bombed. These strikes took out command centers, anti-air batteries, and ground forces, ensuring that when the main assault came, there would be little organized resistance left to meet it. Finally, there was the overwhelming force. This was not a small, sneaky raid. The operation involved over 150 aircraft and drones launched from more than 20 different bases. This air armada included helicopters from the legendary 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, the Night Stalkers, and a wave of one-way attack drones. On the ground, the assault was led by over 200 elite special operators, including members of Delta Force and the FBI's hostage rescue team. This wasn't a shield, it was a hammer. So how did this tactical blitz lead to the capture of Maduro? It was a checkmate before the game even began. The combination of these tactics created total paralysis. The Venezuelan command structure was completely dismantled. How can you issue orders when your communications are down, your radar is useless, and your main bases are being hit by precision bombing? The psychological pressure on the individual soldiers must have been immense, not from a mysterious sound wave, but from the terrifying realization that they were cut off and defenseless against a technologically superior force. The chaos and sensory overload from the bombings and jamming could easily explain any feelings of disorientation and panic. This systemic collapse created the perfect window for the Special Operations Team. While the Venezuelan military was reeling, the 200-plus operators moved in with speed and precision, supported by overwhelming air cover. They weren't outnumbered. They were the tip of a very large, very sharp spear that had already pierced every layer of Venezuelan defense. Tragically, this overwhelming force resulted in dozens of casualties, including an estimated 42 Venezuelan soldiers and 32 Cuban personnel. This reveals a profound truth about modern warfare. The objective was achieved not just by destroying targets, but by destroying the enemy's entire ability to function as a cohesive military force. The real weapon wasn't a sonic shield, but the complete and total integration of cyber, electronic, and kinetic attacks. This operation is a textbook example of multi-domain warfare. It proves that the future of conflict isn't just about bigger bombs or faster jets, but about who can control the flow of information. What do you think is the most powerful tool in modern warfare? Cyber attacks, special forces, or air power? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to understand the deeper strategies behind modern military operations, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. In the end, the search for a single exotic sonic shield was a wild goose chase fueled by the shock of the operation. The evidence points not to a sci-fi sound cannon, but to a brilliantly executed, multi-layered strategy. The U.S. weaponized information, cyber capabilities, and overwhelming force to create a tactical paralysis that was psychological in effect, but kinetic in its delivery. It overwhelmed, disoriented, and demoralized its adversary before the main assault even began. While the official story is one of a successful raid, the truth is far more sophisticated. The real secret weapon wasn't a myth or a device, it was a doctrine. And in today's world, that makes it a far more powerful weapon. So, what do you think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching American Military Dominance, and don't forget to like and subscribe below. We'll see you next time.